Now you should be able to hear me. I got like 2 screens here, so I'm trying to look at everything. So how does that sound? Everything sound okay? Can everybody hear me? There's a little bit of a delay, but hopefully it's not too bad. Let's see. I can see a nice 10-second delay of myself here. So who do we got here? Who's in here? Gotta introduce yourself. Let's see. I think everything's working so far. I can see the chat, so that's good. Let's see. So I'm hoping tonight we can talk about some gear. Oh, Erica, what's up? What's up? Thanks for stopping by. That's great. So in case you're wondering, I'm on a C100, Canon C100 Mark II with a Canon 14 2.8 lens. I've got the Rode NTG 2 boomed overhead. That's going into a Zoom H5, so that's this. And then that's all running through OBS and a little like HDMI to 3.0 converter. And what's lighting me now is not, usually it's outside because my window's right here, but right now it is a aperture light. It's the LS1S and it's on like 80%. The wall is about like 5 feet away from me, maybe 5 feet away, just bouncing off of that. And it's giving me a good total room light here. So what do we got going on here? Cool. What is a good camera for a beginner? I'm into taking pictures and videos. You know what? Honestly, so you probably heard a lot about this, and this is the newest and greatest thing from Sony, even though it has a C100 sticker there. But anyways, this is so this is the A7S III. It is a great camera for photo and video. If you're into photo, you said photos and video, so yeah, it's perfect for that. It literally, I mean, if you're going with the Sony system for lenses, I have this one, which is the 2.8 f2. So this is just a great one to have. I don't have that many Sony lenses. I normally use an adapter. Right now it's just the calm light. I'm not using any autofocus with this adapter. And yeah, when I use, so what I do is I throw this on the Moza Air across, and I'll throw this on, and it'll autofocus. It'll face autofocus. It's amazing. It really is actually a great camera. It's great for video, so it'll do 4K 24 frames. It'll do 4K 30 frames with like a 1.2 or 1.3 crop or something like that. So it's not that bad. It'll do 1080 at 120 frames a second. It's amazing. Like it is awesome. It's 100 megabits a second as well, so it's pretty clear. It's the low light is pretty much like an A7S II. That's I came from an A7S1, but it's pretty much it's similar to that. How much does it cost with the lens? Shadab. Okay, hopefully I got that right. But this camera Canadian is $26.99. So American is almost $2,000. And with the lens is about 600 Canadian, or so about, I don't know, about $100 American or $7,000 Canadian. No, it's a good lens. It's about $400 or $500, and all that together works really well. So I would definitely recommend this camera, like literally for anybody, photography or video. If you're what was I gonna say? I was gonna say if you're like into if a brand new camera is something you need, then this is the camera. If you don't need it, then A7S II is fine. A7S1 is even fine. That's what I was using for the longest time. So no problems. But Top A Production, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for joining us. What got you into film and photography? Thanks for the question. That's a good question, actually. So I think probably since I was like 7 or 8, I'd be hanging out with my best friend, and we loved action movies, and we'd play like okay, let's create a scene. And if we're gonna create a scene, this is what we do. The camera's gonna be here, and you're gonna like act it out. So we'd have like a combination of people who like to act and people who like to pretend they're filming. So I was actually on the side that liked to pretend to film most of the time. So I'd like set up a fake shot. Like we didn't have any cameras or anything, like no video cameras, just literally pretending that we had cameras. So that's kind of where it started. Then I would use my dad's like VHS. It was like a mini VHS. So the tapes would go on the side of the camera, and then to cut it, you'd have to plug it into a VCR and then record and stop and fast forward the camera to the next scene you wanted, then record on the VCR. It was kind of crazy, like when I think about it now. But that's how I started. I don't really know what got me into it, but I mean, I loved movies. I love film and all that stuff. And then when I got older, I ended up getting a DSLR, and I realized that, oh man, like you can put this thing on movie mode and create this like really shallow depth of field like they have in the movie. So after that, it was a game changer after the whole like Canon 5D Mark II and all that stuff came out. So yeah, it was awesome. That's sort of what started it all. And then from there, once the DSLRs came out, it was like photo and video nonstop. Yeah, what got you guys into photography or video, or what do you guys do? What's like Shadab, what do you do? What's your thing? Let me know. Write it down there. So is everything still good? If anything is off at any point, let me know and I will change it around, but it looks like everything is good. I can see my ugly mug there, and I can see a delayed version there. Yeah, if you want to know anything. So this is just my 70D that's sitting around. Just been chilling out here. I don't really use this anymore. I used to shoot all the vlogs on here, and then I think I started 2 tutorials. I say all the vlogs. I try to do daily vlogging. I don't know if any of you know, but I try to do daily vlogging like when I first started, and it literally lasted like 5 days, I think. So that quickly ended. What I should have done was start off with tutorials, because it's just easier to plan. It's easier to keep going. Daily vlogs is like, man, that's tough. I don't know if anybody's tried that. Have any of you tried daily vlogs? It's really tough. But so I used to use this. This is great. It's also a great camera if you have all Canon lenses and you need autofocus. This is a great camera, and it's a great video camera as well. So I recommend that. I might be getting rid of it. I'll probably sell it soon so I can buy another Sony lens for the A7 III. Carlos, what's up, man? Thanks for coming by. Which camera would you recommend for video? I would Sony A7 or Sony A6300. The price of the Sony A7 is very tempting. Yes, if you're talking about the A7 III, the price is very tempting, and that's, I think, why many people have decided to make that their, one of the big cameras that they use. So I would definitely recommend that, the A7 III. If you're on a budget, yeah, A6300, lots of good things about that. Like it depends on what video you're doing. If you're doing a lot of corporate stuff that you're getting paid a lot of money for, then yeah, it's probably in the budget. You can probably, just bump up to the A7 III. If it's more of like a hobby, you're trying to get into it, you're still trying to learn, A6300 is fine. It's a great camera. A6500 is great. I think the only difference is internal 4K, and I think the autofocus is better. Not really sure, but they're both good cameras. You can pick up the A6300 for a really good price. So I'd probably recommend that. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing. What are you doing? What's your main thing that you're doing with the camera? Is it corporate work? Is it hobby right now? Let me know. And what are you guys doing? Is this all hobbies for you guys? Are you guys doing paid work? Let me know what's going on. Thanks for coming by. 5 people. I thought I was gonna have like 1 or 2, but I'm just thankful that people watch this channel and that they like learning and like what I have to offer. So that's great. Let's see. Sound, everything's good. Let me see if I can. Do you guys? Let's see. What got you into film photography? Those guys are a little weird. Yeah, so Peter McKinnon and Maddie, those guys are cool. Peter actually shot my wedding, or our wedding, and yeah, let me show you. I think I have it here. So this is our album. Check this out. So this is, you're gonna see like a super. Look at this. This is young Paul back in the day. Look at that. This is my wife. That's the church. Yeah. So it's just. So yeah, Peter actually shot our wedding with Jesse. Jesse Driftwood. He shot it as well. He did a lot of the video stuff. That was 2011, so it was a while ago. He definitely wasn't doing YouTube at that time. But yeah, I know he's super old, and I actually are super young, and I actually had hair at that point. So now there's no hair. I think that's probably kids. That's got to be related to kids and that. But yeah, so their stuff is cool, and they're good guys. I don't know Maddie. I know Peter, and I know Jesse. And yeah, they know their stuff really well, and they've been doing it for a long time, and that's what makes them so good, and they're good people too, and they're interesting to watch. So there's a lot to offer in this channel. So I'm just gonna read some of your comments. I got a photography video because I could show others the world. From my perspective, it's more of a high, but hopefully, yeah, that's awesome. That's a good way, and I think Casey Neistat's a big proponent of that. He likes to really express himself through the type of films he makes, and so it's a good way. If you have a way that you want to show the world, your vision, then photography and video is perfect for that. So that's amazing. And Erica said, this week I had my first gig photographing civil marriage. Yeah, it's awesome. Congrats. I have no idea what lens to bring along. What do you recommend? Okay, so a civil marriage ceremony, is that like is it just in like City Hall? Are they going down and just signing the certificate? What is exactly a civil marriage ceremony? What happens? I'd probably bring, no matter the gig, I'd probably want to be covered. So, wide, medium, tight. Maybe if you don't need, you're not going to be fighting with anybody else, or like a crowd or another videographer, and you can get to wherever you need to get. Then yeah, go with bring the trusty 50. Bring 100, bring a 14 or something wide to show, if it's a nice location. I'm not sure exactly if a civil marriage ceremony is different than a regular, ceremony. Maybe you can tell me about that. But yeah, just you want to cover yourself. You can even go wide and tight, or somewhere in between. If you don't have that many lenses, then you want to be as versatile as possible, and the way to do that was probably stick to something in the middle, because then you can always back up, and if you have something in the middle, you can always go closer, again depending on the setting that you're in. So make do with as little as you have, and make it fit all your needs. So you wouldn't want to bring just a 14, because if you just have a 14 wide angle, then it doesn't matter if you go close, you're still going to have that look. Whereas if you have a 50 and you go back, you kind of get a nice wide shot. If you have a 15, you go close, you can get obviously a closer shot. So don't limit yourself by what you bring, and then bring what you have. What do you have? Do you have lenses now that you're using? Let's see. I'm just gonna throw this. Actually, I was gonna put. I'm just reading some of your stuff. It says, is there any way I can work with you or shadow you? I work in social service worker and I hate it, and I'm trying to make it as a full-time hobby, create something out of it. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So I'll give you a little background. And let me just throw this here. So I'll give you some background so you know where I came from and how I started. And Erica, I'll get to. I can see your reply. I'll get to that in a second. But I actually started. So I went to university. I went to York University for kinesiology and health science, which is not at all related to anything creative. And even back then, when I was still going to school, I wasn't actively taking a lot of photos or practicing video. I'd kind of stopped and was focusing on school, because that's what I was sort of told that I had to do, is you have to go to school, you have to get a degree, and then that's how you're going to get a good job. So I finished York, and then I again pursued that line of career, and I went to physio school in the States, and I became a registered physio. I'm still actually registered as a physiotherapist, but I don't practice anymore. And I did that for 8 years. And the whole time I was doing that, even in physio school, I was shooting photos. I was trying to shoot video. Every project we had to do, I was doing a video. I wasn't doing a paper, whatever. If I got an option to do a video, I was doing a video. And so that's when I really got into it a lot heavier. And so when I went to work and I realized that I didn't like working I liked the job, I just didn't like working in a lot of these places for these people. In my free time, I would just like look up stuff, tutorials on video. I would just practice. I would everything I did outside of that was related to video. So I started as part-time, and I earned money part-time doing video, full-time physio. Then I got offered more like a part-time physio job, so I took that, and I was doing part-time both. And then actually film and video became so busy, and it was earning enough that I actually let go of the physio work, and I just did the video. Now, I wouldn't recommend, like people say, you got to follow your passion and all that. And I agree, you do have to follow your passion. But like, if you have like an apartment or a house that you got to maintain payments, or a car, or like, a husband or wife or kids, then you need to be responsible. So I don't agree with like, oh yeah, you got to just like abandon everything and like quit your job and tell your boss to F off and follow your dream. But you definitely want to follow your dream. Just I think the way I did it was I tried to be very soft about it. I tried to figure out what worked and what was doable at the time. So my wife's very supportive, and she was always okay with me like, trying to make that switch, and it's not easy even when you have both going well. So let's see. So Erica says, I guess they just sign papers and that's it, but I don't really know the location. I have a few options: 50, 85, 18 to 135, and 10, 18. Oh, perfect. Okay. So I guess it sounds like Canon. So 10 to 8, and it sounds like you might be on a crop. So I don't know if you are, but you have, I think the 10 to 18 is a crop lens. So correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're on a crop sensor, then I would go with the 10 to 18. I would go with a 50 and maybe 85, because those have the best apertures out of all of them, I think. The 18 to 135 is probably a 3.5 to 5.6 or something like that, or even worse, which is not going to give you maybe the look that you want, which is probably popular for people, which is the shallow depth of field. So yeah, stick with the 50, the 85, and maybe the 10 to 18. I think you can probably get everything you need. If it's a really tight area, throw on the 10 to 18 and move around. If it's if you have a lot of room, throw in the 85 and back up and get that nice separation. So yeah, I think you'll be fine. That's plenty of lenses, so you're good. 70. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a good camera. You'll definitely be fine with the 10 to 18, 50 and 85. I don't think you'll need the 18 to 135. I mean, hey, if you have the room, bring it just in case. But I think probably with being indoors and something that isn't lit very well, the 18 to 135 is you're not going to find useful, because there isn't going to be enough light there. So that's what I think. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, same. I have a couple of projects and I love it. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? If you like it, you got to do it because you like it, and that's the main thing. And I guess the dream is, if you like it and you do it enough, then you get good at it, and when you get good at it, hopefully you can start charging for it and you can make a career out of it. So that's what I think. Awesome. Okay, so let's see, what else is there? Anything else you guys want to know that I didn't cover? That I just realized that this might be a shorter stream, because if I look close here, I have 9 minutes left on this battery. I might change it with another battery, which I have a little bit more time with, but I totally forgot that my battery was left in the bag, and I didn't use my own advice and prepare, and so I didn't realize. I was like, oh man, I was actually fiddling with the live stream to try to make it work, and I was leaving my camera on to do that the whole time, and the camera was dying, and now I have no battery. But it would be like a second when I switch the battery, so it's not a big deal. If you guys aren't already checking out my social media, please check it out here in the corner. And you can reach me on Instagram. You can reach me on Twitter. It's a good way to say hi. Oh, you're from Brampton. What's up, Brampton? It's Russell Peters. Russell Peters town. It's actually funny. We did a private birthday event, and there was two comedic guests. One of them was Frank Spadone, I think. I don't know if you know him or not, but and then the other one was Russell Peters. So it's funny. I actually got to shoot Russell Peters. I was supposed to post something about it, but I didn't end up getting around to it. But we got to meet him and everything. He's like super chill guy, really really nice guy. And I was nervous because I was like, I don't want to meet somebody who actually enjoy their work, enjoy their comedy, because if he's a jerk, then I can't watch his comedy anymore. It's going to ruin it for me. But no, he's actually a super nice guy, and it was fun. It was really fun. So yeah, big up to Brampton. I recently got a Canon 5D Mark IV, but only to the lenses fit it, so I gotta stick with this. Right. Yeah, I think you can go with, yeah, maybe you can't use the 10 to 18. I was gonna say maybe the 10 to 18 will fit on the Canon 5D, and you just zoom it in so that it doesn't vignette. But even then, I don't know if you might be able to use it at 18. Maybe, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but 50-85 will work for sure. Yeah, I don't know. You could probably get away with 50-85, but I don't know. You probably know the scenario better than I do. I've never seen one of those ceremonies, so I don't know. And it might be different from where you're from. Where are you guys from? Where's everybody from? Where are your locations? Well, we know Brampton. Brampton in Canada. I love Canada. I think part of what makes Canada so good is that it doesn't maybe have all the seasons, because we kind of skip from winter to summer, but it has that change. So in the winter, you like the winter because you haven't had it for a little while. It's nice to go back skiing and skating if you do that, or you hate it like other people. But and then once the winter's here, you can't wait for the summer, and you just use all your time, and you make the summer totally worth it because you know it's not gonna be there forever. So I love it. That's why I like Canada. It's probably the only reason. Rio de Janeiro, that's awesome. Oh, it must be so nice there. T7i. Oh yeah, okay, so that's a good camera. 5D only have the 50 and 35 and 18. Oh, 18 to 55. Okay, yeah, those are all good. Those are, I mean, you can do you'd be surprised. You can do a lot with, like, you know, 2 lenses. Street photographers, they walk around with like a 35 or a 50 or whatever, somewhere around there, and they get a lot of shots. I mean, it's the street and it's an open area, and they know what lenses work. But I mean, sometimes limitations are not a bad thing. You could, I remember going out to shoot, I think I only had a 50 at one point. I had like a T2i. Canon T2i was like one of the first DSLRs I got, and I had a 50 1.8, so like that plasticky 50, and I shot a bunch of things with it, and I still had a good time, and it was that's like an equivalent to 85, so it's like, or like 75, so it's like walking around with a 75 lens and trying to shoot like a variety of stuff. But I still made stuff, and I still had a good time, and I still learned a lot. So it's not always a bad thing to have those limitations. Even now we'll still go to a corporate gig, and like, our lights won't fit in the room, or the room will be different than we thought, or the people won't have something there that we needed, that they said would be like a ladder or whatever it is, and then there's a limitation, and you just have to find a way to work around it. And finding a way to work around it is sometimes where you get the most creative. And actually, weddings, every wedding you film, it's a giant problem. You're trying to solve problems all day long and try to create an amazing film, and jump over all these obstacles or hurdles. So yeah, film weddings, like you'll get good with that. You'll get good with problem solving. Aaron, what's up, man? Or girl? I'm sorry, I don't know. Hey there, I'm from Northern California. I dig your work. Thanks, appreciate that. What are you excited about learning right now in regards to film? Editing, whatever. Yeah, that's a good question. I think the thing I'm most interested in right now is I'm really trying to step up color grading. I'm trying to find not only what I like in terms of my style, but I'm trying to find out, or I'm trying to get better at grading difficult lighting scenarios or things that were shot in a bad scenario and trying to like really correct things. So yeah, it's sorry, let's just focus this. Yeah, so it's really the grading difficult footage. I think that's what I'm really into now. The second thing is audio. I'm trying to step up my audio so that I can every interview, every ceremony, every speech, whatever it is, I'm trying to get the best audio all the time. So whether that's finding a new method for capturing it or checking out devices or just in a setting or even the post-production and really learning how to master that audio. I think those are the things I'm focused on now. I think what I started off with was what everybody should probably start off with, which is composition and exposure and focus. And like, it's so funny, those three things of composition, exposure, and focus. You can throw movement in there, but not even movement, but those three things, if those are spot on and those are really good and they're dialed in, and I mean, if you have them perfect, then your video will already stand out. Like people forget that how important those things are and how much they can make your video. If those things aren't dialed in, it throws the whole thing off, and it just it takes away from all the other good things. So if you have a great story, or if you have even if you have great camera movement or super smooth, if your composition is blah and your exposure is off, then it's just, I mean, it wrecks the whole thing. So anyways, so I'm trying to do soon too. I film weddings. I hope I'm not saying too much, but check out my Instagram. See, yeah, man, I'll check it out. I will check it out. I always say yeah, man, but I know that's just me. So if you're female, don't be offended. But I do say yeah, man, a lot. But yeah, focus. So I was gonna say, if the focus is off, that ruins everything. Exposure, or any one of them, or combination. There's so many people out there. I mean, even if you take away, let's say you're amazing at composition, you're amazing at camera movement. Those little things, they're not little, but those two things, focus and exposure, if those are off, to me, I find that throws everything off. I find it really takes away from the purpose of the video, or the feel, of the mood, or the message, anything. So, correct sunshine, man. That's so cool. This stuff is all new to me. I just got my first camera and gimbal a couple months ago. Awesome. Okay, well, that's good to know, because I don't know who watches this channel yet. I don't know if they have businesses, or if you've been doing this for a long time. So it's good to talk to those people. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna just throw this on here. I'm gonna change the battery. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right, is this good? Where are we at here? 85 minutes. Yes, that little charge worked. All right, so should be good here. Let me just update with what you guys said. Yes, I will check out your Instagram. I will. Let me do this right now, just so you know that I'm doing this. It is Top A production. Everybody, all 5 people that are here, not you, Jermaine, but everybody else, follow him. He's a photographer from Brampton. He uses a Canon T7i. It's got some good stuff. Good stuff, man. All right. Yeah, we'll connect. Don't worry. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll go on a shoot or something. Correct assumption. Cool. Stuff's on Newbie. Yeah, it's camera and gimbal a couple months ago. Learned a lot. What gimbal did you get? And what camera are you using? If you haven't told me yet, you haven't told me. Okay. Yes. What camera did you get? Color grading is hard, especially using different cameras with different sensors, lenses. Yes, that is hard. I spent a lot of time. I figured I would just take like half a day and make my Sony camera look like my Canon camera. So I worked really hard on that, and it saves a lot of time in color grading because it's not so off. It's just slightly off. That makes it any easier. But yeah, I took the time and save some time later just to put in a bit of time now, and hopefully color grading is hard. Yes. I'm on that. Okay, I'm just catching up here. All right, everybody's connecting. Give your Instagrams. Oh, Avant-Garde, Mario, what's up? Or maybe it's not Mario. Maybe it's maybe it's somebody else, but I think it's Mario. So if you guys don't know who Avant-Garde Photography is, they are a photography studio in Toronto, in Maple, Vaughan, everywhere. And they're really good, and I shoot lots of stuff with them. So hi, Mario. Thank you so much for, if it is Mario, thank you for coming by. And hopefully we get to shoot something this summer. Erica, if you guys are feeling stalking me, yes, stalk Erica on that Instagram. Now I gotta add that Instagram too. Erica. What up, Erica? Here, these guys can actually see it. Is it overexposed? Probably. Oh, here. Yeah. What up, Erica? All right. All right. He said, yes, it's me. Awesome. Thanks, Mario. Thanks for coming by. Keep me company. Okay, T7i. Oh yeah, your Instagram, Aaron. Here, let me do it right now. I don't want anybody to be left out. There's only 5 people here, so if the least I can do is follow you for coming by and joining me here. So, okay, there we go. Almost forgot to put it back in focus. What is yours? Yours is Nor. There we go. North Cal Medicine Man. What do you do? Hold on. I'm a dad. Hey, big ups to the dads. Cannabis gardener and getting into taking pictures. Cool. All right. Cool. Ah, it's heavy. Heavy into the cannabis. It's pretty cool. Okay. Awesome. I'm now following everybody. Mario, what do you want to know? How can I help your video production? I'm just kidding. Mario doesn't need video production. He's amazing at photos, so he doesn't need any help in the video side. Maybe he could teach me something about the photo side. Okay. Ronan S. Yes. So, good question. Thank you for asking. So, I'm currently using that back there. That is the Moza Aircross. If you know me, you know I'm like a kind of a ambassador of Moza Aircross or Moza or Goodson or whatever they're called. But so I'll tell you a story about them after. But yeah, so I'm using that. I use it on the A7S3, A7 III, sorry, and it's been good. So I just think for that price, for what it does and how it works, I don't think for me, I'll get the new Ronin S. But from what I heard, it's really great. So it works very well. The sort of the way it controls the motors when you're moving it is very good. It's very robust. It's just like a proper professional piece of gear. And it has a lot of options in terms of controls and buttons, and something like DJI is a big company. They're used to making good stuff, so they're gonna make it work well. It's gonna be like an Apple product. It just works. It just does what it's supposed to do. So in that aspect, it's great. It's a little bit expensive. You're almost in like you can get like a Ronin M, like bigger ones for that kind of price, like a used one. So yeah, it's probably not for me. It might be for other people, because I just think if you're gonna go like with something that can hold that much weight, you're gonna need handles. Like you're gonna need handles to hold it. They sort of brag about like, yeah, this can hold this much weight, and same with the crane too. Oh, it can hold this much weight. It can hold a Canon 1DX Mark II or whatever. But you try holding that with one hand for a long period of time. It's not gonna be good. And that's why I originally went with something like this, super light, because I just didn't want to carry that Ronin M around. I didn't want to carry it with two hands. I didn't want to carry it with one hand. I didn't want to carry the case. I just try to make things easier so that they get out of the way of filmmaking, and then I can just worry about filmmaking, and I don't have to worry about all the gear. So that's my take. But yeah, like quality stuff. They're making good stuff. They make great drones, obviously. Like I use the Mavic Air. I use the Mavic Pro, and yeah, haven't had any problems with it, knock on wood. So I would recommend their stuff for sure. But I don't know, what do you think? Are you gonna grab one? Is that what's next in the kit, in the gear? Let me know. I think everything should be good. Audio's good. Probably gonna cut this out around 9:20, 9:30. But anyways, let me know if you guys have any other questions. This is more of a test. I just really wanted to see if it worked, how I do it. Yeah, so Mario just said, you can put it on a monopod, which is cool. Yes, 100% you can. It comes with a stand, so you can see it already comes with a stand, so that's a bonus already. Like I'm done using it, bam, just plop it down on the ground. I don't have to worry about it. Or you take off that little stand piece, which is like a regular tripod mount plate screw size, which is I guess 1/4 and put a plate on it, and then you have your tripod ready. Bam, put it on the tripod, leave it there for the rest of the event or the ceremony or whatever it is you're doing, and it'll just continue to record, and you can come back to it, pick it up, and just go. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, they both work. You can put on a monopod, tripod, whatever. You can put on a monopod and get lots of overhead shots. Get really creative with it. So yeah, I agree. Like those things are cool. Single-handed gimbals they're just really good. You have the Moza Air, awesome. I agree. Awesome. Well, Moza Air is good. It just holds a little bit more weight than the Aircross, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So my question is, how does it feel like to live stream? I'm enjoying it very much. You should do it often. Thank you. That's awesome. Makes me feel more confident in my streaming abilities. You should see when I record tutorials, I'll say something and then like just say it again and again and again, because I hate having to edit and watch myself mess up like this. I don't have a choice. I have to keep going. So I'll just mess up or whatever. It's kind of a better feeling that I don't have to do it over and over again. But it feels good. Yeah, it feels good. There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if there's a way to show you. I could take the camera off and show you, but I'll show you the setup after before I go. I'll take the camera off and then I'll say bye. But I have my computer monitor, like the monitor I have attached to my MacBook, and this is showing me OBS. So it's showing me, like, I can see like real time what's going on. I have on my computer the actual YouTube stream, so it's delayed by like 10 seconds, so it kind of throws me off, but I can make sure everything's all right, and then camera set up, and then the audio here. But yeah, there's a lot to monitor and stuff, but other than that, it's fine. It's fun. I think it's good. I really wanted to do this because I wanted to interact with people that are watching my channel, so I can get more feedback. And I think so. Erica, you had a question. You asked me You left a comment in the video. Thank you. No one else did. There was like literally one comment in the video, which was you. When I asked, what do you want to know more about? And you said, you know, camera and gear and stuff is cool, but what's it like to build a YouTube channel from scratch? What's it like to build a community? So my answer to that is, and I did think about it a little bit because I wanted to give you the best advice I could from what I know. And obviously, you know, I'm just starting as well. So, but what I would say is from what I've learned, what I've read, what I've experienced through my own interactions would be building a channel or building Instagram or whatever it is that you're trying to build as an artist is no different than being a painter in real life and holding shows in art galleries and connecting with people like that. So the way you would connect with people in real life is sort of, you have to think about doing that digitally. So what I mean is, in real life, what would you do? You would display your art. You would paint. You would try to show people your art as much as you can. If I'm just saying for like a painter, right? So for Instagram, for YouTube, you have to do the same thing but digitally. So how do you go and meet people? How do you give out your business card? How do you shake people's hands? You go to their videos. You watch videos that interest you. You can leave comments. You can ask questions. Like everything you guys are doing, this is helping to build your brand, and it's helping to build. You know, it's helping to build your presence on social, on YouTube. So it's essentially the same way. Leave comments, connect with people through comments, through messages, through likes, make videos, join chats, find creative ways to connect with people. So what I might do is I might hold meetups. So they have these meetup website, like I think it's like, is it just called Meetup or Meetings, or I think it's Meetup. But anyways, I'll start a group there, and maybe for beginner YouTubes, we can do a meetup in Toronto, and that's sort of like the real life way of doing it. But it's essentially the same thing. It's be present, show your face, show your name, talk to people, meet people. There's no magic pill. Like people always think, oh, you have to do this and this, and you really don't. You just have to like honestly and authentically connect with people, and and offer value. If you're doing something that's of value and your people finding value from what you're doing, whether it's entertainment, whether it's they just enjoy the artwork you create, or you're giving information, then people will start connecting with you, and it'll become a lot easier because you're providing something that you can talk about. Let me just catch up here. Thank you so much. Not many filmmakers actually interact with their supporters, fans. Yes, a bunch of questions, but what's your computer setup? Okay. So my computer setup is a MacBook Pro. Let me, I'm going to get the model for you about this Mac. It says, it's 15 inch. It's a late 2013, 2.3 gigs, Intel Core i7. It's got 16 gigs of RAM, and it's got the GeForce NVIDIA, with almost 2 gigs of RAM. So hopefully that gives you an idea about what I'm using, what's running on it now. So I don't know, does that help? Let me know. I'm just catching up here. If you had to guess how much time overall would you say goes into each minute of finished video that you have between shooting everything and editing? Ooh, that's a good question. It really depends on the topic. Sometimes I'll make the mistake and think I can talk about that topic. And for me, knowing a topic is different than being able to talk about that topic. So I might think that I can talk about the topic flawlessly for, 6 to 8 minutes. But in reality, I actually make a lot of mistakes, and then I don't know what I'm doing, and I forget where the video is going, and I forgot the points, and I didn't write them down. Or it really depends. If, let's say on the best case scenario, I'm doing a video on, what about my last video? What was that on? Audio sources. So I can record that like a 10-minute video. I can actually physically finish shooting it all in about, let's say 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes with stoppages and going to look at notes, and if I forget something, or, and people don't see that. They don't know that it, well, I guess a lot of people don't know that it takes that kind of, effort to put together a video. Well, it does for mine anyways. I don't know. I've seen some stuff on YouTube, but anyways. So there's that shooting and editing it. If it's pretty smooth, if I didn't like make a lot of cuts or jump cuts that I have to correct, then I could probably edit it within about, I don't know, I'd say 3 hours maybe, most times, most cases. So not that bad. So I'd say, yeah, about like 4 hours to make an average easy video. The videos are going to start to change a little bit on the channel. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to go a little bit more like vlog sort of connected. It's not going to be all vlog, but it's going to be like vlog style, like reality, but the information is still going to be presented the way I present it sitting down like this, because I just want to get out of this like office like environment. I want to go do things. I want to show you things in the field that I'm doing. I want to sort of make it more relevant to you. So hopefully that'll help and you guys will like that. So yeah, I answered that one. I was reading somewhere that movies are in the thousands of hours per minute of finished video. Yeah, movies are obviously a lot different, and it's funny because you'll see they shoot for like a year for a movie, almost a year, and they wind up with like what, 2 hours. So that goes to show like how much work it takes into just getting it down to a really good quality bits that you want to show. Avant-Garde says, have you ever considered doing workshops? I have considered it. I think YouTube is sort of like my training ground to see how I can deliver it and find the best way of delivering the material that everybody can understand, because a lot of people might be able to do it very well, like physically do it, but they can't actually teach it as well. So I want to make sure that I've got my skills good enough that I can teach it really well and that people are going to understand it. So maybe after that I will. Maybe after a year on YouTube, I'll see about doing workshops. If anybody invites me to do a workshop, I'll do a workshop. But right now, in terms of organizing it, I haven't really gotten that far. That would be helpful and fun. So the vlog style tutorials would be good. Sure, I can do that. I just wanted to make it natural. I think they're more fun to edit because I can just shoot more stuff while I'm out. In summertime, I don't want to be in here. I tried the other day, the audio tutorial, I tried to go outside and shoot. I was like, I'm going to go be in the front of my house or backyard. I'm going to have nice lighting and just have nice weather and just enjoy shooting. And I get out there and there's like next door, they're like putting in a new roof. So it's like nail gun every like 1 second. So I was like, that's not going to work. That's going to be very irritating for video. So I scrapped that idea and I just had to come back in. But yeah, as the weather gets nice, I want to be outside. I want to be doing stuff. I do actually have a lot of projects coming up. I have a couple of corporate interview style projects. So if I can take a second out of that or during that project and film something that is helpful, then I'll use that footage to kind of combine it. And yeah, I'll try to do more of it that way to really give you that like useful kind of useful, I don't know what I was talking about. Practical information. But I'm just gonna pump up the exposure here a little bit. See how that looks. That's weird. It looks oh, okay. Yes. So man, live streaming is fun. I can see why people want to do it. It's just like I've seen it where people are live streaming and they got like 400 people in there and the questions are just like, how are you gonna answer any of those? It just doesn't, I don't know. But so let me see here. So tried to vlog, but I feel shy or awkward. What do you think about shooting in public with vlogging? Yeah, 100%. It can be very awkward, but it's sort of like, so what I did the other day was I actually, I was downtown and I was showing my buddy something. And so I was on FaceTime and I was like, oh, look, remember this building here, whatever, they changed it or whatever. And I was showing him and then people walking by and I was like, hey, well, I'm like talking to like my phone and people There, we got some audio now. All right, should be good. Okay. Yes, I was reading some stuff and you guys said, yeah, it does feel kind of awkward to be vlogging. Yes, yes. But you kind of enjoyed the awkwardness. Yeah. Like it's kind of like you know what you're doing, and if you're into it enough, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And honestly, like the reality of it is that people aren't walking down the street going, "Oh my God, what are they doing? Like, what is she doing? What is he doing?" They look and then they go, "Oh, probably a vlogger," and then they don't care. So, you know, you got to do what you want to do, and that's the main thing. So if vlogging and editing vlogs and creating those type of stories are really interesting to you and that's what you like doing, then do it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, because mostly people aren't saying anything. They don't really care. But yeah, I mean, even I still have to get used to that more because I don't vlog that much out in public. But I think I was secretly waiting to have like a lot of subscribers on YouTube, so I could be like, oh, don't worry, I'm just talking to my 1 million people, you know, like I didn't want to be like, are you on YouTube? Yeah, I have 4 subscribers, come check out my channel. No, but I mean, everybody starts somewhere. I just it's just funny that it just feels good to say, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm just talking to my 1 million followers or subscribers, that's all. So anyways, it's funny, power goes out like just before I'm about to end the live stream. Hilarious. Why does power have to go out at that time? Anyways, I know how to handle it now. I just keep it running and it'll eventually connect. So, okay. Any final questions? Oh yes, I saw this one, sorry. Can you think of any little small things that you've learned along the way that you initially disregarded, but then ended up being something that you use far more regularly than you expected? Yes, I can. 2 things, actually. So I mentioned that I went to school to be a physiotherapist a while ago, and I worked in the field for 8 years. And in that time, when people come in, when clients or patients would come in, they're often looking for you to solve some sort of problem. Like, I got this problem, I have this, what is it? Tell me how to fix it, tell me what to do. And I think there was a couple of things in that field, like practicing dealing with people, practicing presenting yourself professionally, and practicing problem solving, or things that I thought, you know, why did I waste my time going to school for this? I could have just done all this a lot sooner and I would have been better off. But they were actually key elements that make me sort of the person I am in my business. So the representative I am of my business or of my craft. And they also helped because a lot of events, like I shoot events too, like weddings and events. So a lot of those are, like I said, huge problems that you have to solve all the time. So I think problem solving skills or critical thinking, the way you think about, or the way you go about solving a problem is just as important as going to school for for something, or knowing your craft. So that was important. But related to video, I think that the one thing that I thought, so can you see, I don't know if you can see the gear stuff, where is it? I'm always reversed. The gear right there, that's a monopod. So I have, hold on, there. So that's my rack that I'm so proud of, that I hang all my light stands and monopod and tripods on. Anyways, so that tripod, I used to, with the camera on it, we're at a live event and I'm switching up gear, I would put that camera on the tripod. So the tripod has little legs, like little small legs, put it on the ground and lean it up against the wall. And then where the door frame is, I just lean my camera up against the door frame. And I would just leave it there till I need it. And then one of the mentors that I was shooting with, he's like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Like, just lay it down. Never put a monopod or your camera resting on something that, even though now it's stable, it could fall. Don't do that. And I was like, it's not gonna fall, it's fine. Now, I never really had like a catastrophic problem, but I later then saw what he's talking about, and That's huge. Like when you're putting something down, don't put it where it could fall. Like literally just, I know it's the smallest thing, it sounds stupid, but when on the end of that monopod is like a $7,000 camera, it's your livelihood. It's part of your business. So you need to be careful with it. And that's a small thing that I thought was small, but I see a lot of people still do it to this day. But just, you shouldn't do it. You really shouldn't do it. So that's a free Fast Friday. So that's what I would do for Fast Fridays. I would literally tell you that tip. But so when's your next stream or video? Okay, so video, do I have time this week? Yes. Video, I will record one this week and upload it by the end of this week, I think. I'm hoping to. This week is busy, but I'm hoping to, by the end of this week, have a new video. Suggestions on what you want in the new video, leave them now. I will sway my video production towards your question if it gets picked, if you're lucky. And then Cliff Skinner, what's up? Thanks for joining us. We're just about to wrap it up, but thank you for joining us. I will answer your question. How do you handle someone going behind your back and lying to you and they aren't sorry? That's a good question. I don't know who this could be. It could be someone that I know, but it might not be. Because earlier on, they had asked if they could ask any question, and it might be them. But going behind your back, lying to you, and they aren't sorry. I don't know, I'd cut them off. Cut them off as a friend. Don't even talk to them. Music videos. You want to know about music videos? I want to know about music videos. I haven't made one yet. I would like to. I would probably like to get into that. So I will. If you want to know, like really, like how to produce a music video from scratch, how to shoot weddings, and last one, how to. Come on, what is it? What is it? Shoot weddings, and last one, how to oh, you're thinking about it, you're like oh, that's it, not gonna choose it. No, I think weddings is a good one. I'll make one about weddings, because I think that's what a lot of people could find useful, because if you are getting started, shoot weddings for free, shoot weddings for a small amount, then get better, make a portfolio, charge more, and keep shooting. If you get good at shooting weddings, which is a pretty crazy event to shoot, like a live event, you will be good at shooting at other things. That's not to say like you will be good at everything. I just meant you'll learn you'll pick up a lot of key skills that will help you, that will be transferable to other they also have you have transferable skills from shooting weddings. So that's all I'm talking about. Sorry, I was trying to read and talk at the same time. I can't read and talk at the same time, clearly. So let me just see this. Hold on. Okay. So I think that's it for today. What I'm going to do is, because you can't say, hey, yes. This is autofocus. Yes, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Get good. So it's kind of like this. I would say like this was maybe the method I followed. It might not be for everybody, but I think it's a good general method to follow is get good at shooting your own projects for fun. Nail your focus, nail exposure, and composition every time, no matter where, and get fast at it. That's part of knowing your gear. That's part of knowing your rules. And your techniques that you're learning along the way. Then once you're reliable enough to shoot a wedding, shoot someone's wedding, and take some of those skills that you're learning over the weddings and apply them to other things. I guarantee you'll get faster at exposure. You'll get faster at focus. You'll learn to read what's going on and capture and not miss things that are going on. So. That's sort of that's what I think is one of the good ways to start in the industry. But yeah, I'll definitely do next videos on weddings. That's it. It'll be something about weddings because it can apply to everybody. And Erica, I recommend you shoot a friend's wedding or something. And especially if they don't care about it, because the video is like, you know, if you make some mistakes, then they're not going to care because they weren't going to get a video anyways. But if don't shoot someone's wedding who's looking for a video and then you convince them to pick you and you really don't have enough experience, because you don't want anybody to be upset. So that's my recommendations for now. But anyways, I think we're going to end it today. And thank you guys for joining me today and for being the first 5 people on my first live stream ever. And Mario, hopefully I'll see you in the summer. And Top A Production, I will connect with you. We'll figure something out and we'll make it happen. And thanks so much, guys, for joining me. And I will see you in the next video. And I don't know, I don't have an intro. I don't have like an exit. Like, you know, in my videos, everybody's got like a something. I don't have anything. What should I do? I don't have like a... I'm just watching myself struggle to do the ending. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. All right. Take care.